Hey, Coach, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Awesome.
Sorry, we just got out of a practice, so
Yeah, no, I appreciate you taking some time to chat with me.
that so my nose
Awesome,
gets
awesome.
running.
Well, like I said, I appreciate you taking some time to chat with me this morning. Obviously a lot going on the past couple weeks. Can you just kind of update me and tell me, are you guys doing okay? Are you starting to feel better? Are you getting back to full strength here, and maybe a little update on that?
Yeah, well, first of all the kids, we had one case that happened early, and then we did have another kid test positive as the week went on. But yeah, both are doing fine. Everybody's fine. It's just kind of one of those things, we've been sitting out for 14 days. And so, in a way, you look at it as a blessing in disguise. I mean, I talked to the kids this morning. We're running a double day practice today because we got off our quarantine yesterday. So, we're going to get 3 practices in before Saturday. And, so the big thing is I talked to a lot of kids and, bumps and bruises and those mid-season injuries. We're pretty good there. We're pretty healthy, when it comes to that. We've got one young man that's out, but, we knew he was going to be out because that's my son. We lost him in the Jeff City game. He broke his fibula. So he's rehabbing. So we kind of knew that. But, all in all, though, I mean, everybody's doing good. The 2 kids are doing good. But they've got to go through, that Misha protocol now. So they won't be able to play this week or anything like that. But hopefully by next week, they should be, back in the form. But the good thing is everybody's good, and so it was good to be outside. It was good to be out with the guys again today.
That's good to hear that everyone's doing well. And it really seems like you guys have taken a positive mindset through all of this going on. You just said obviously it's time to recover, get those little midseason bumps and bruises out. How have you guys been approaching? Is that how you've been approaching everything all season, or is
Well,
that,
sure.
a mindset that just came about?
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, we've been approaching this, since we got an opportunity to come out in groups and pods, in June. And the one thing that I told him is, just like I reminded him first thing this morning is we got to utilize the moment. And, if we've learned anything, if I've learned anything, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We don't know what today's going to bring. So we've got to take care of what we're doing now. And we had a great practice this morning. Just going through the kids. Shoot, I come walking out, they were all ready to go. They were ready to go. And, usually in the morning times, it's always their stragglers, but I guess I was a straggler and I was even on time. So, but I think they're ready to go. They're excited. I think they understand that, they know how quickly it can fade away. And so, that's our mindset is just enjoy the moment, take advantage of the moment because, just like anything in life, you don't know when an opportunity presents itself. And so, our opportunity was this morning. And so we took advantage of it and got some good things done. And we're going to have to, I told the kids it's going to be a long day. You're going to have to go to class and we're going to turn around. We're going to go this afternoon and we're going to get after it. So, but I think they're ready to do that. And I think that's one of the things about our team. We're really young, but and these kids, they just want to be here. And I think everybody does. I think everywhere, they just want to they want to have some normalcy. And right now, football's normalcy for them. And so, I think they're real happy to be back.
I was going to ask you how it feels to be back on the football field. That can be a stressful time, quarantine, staying at home. How did it feel for you, and what did you get a sense from your guys being, back out on the football field this week and finally getting a little bit back to normal?
Well, they were upbeat, and usually, on morning practice, we do have them sometimes, during the week because of whether a scheduled soccer game, a middle school game, or whatever it may be. And usually it's kind of like a little sluggish. But I'll tell you what, this morning it wasn't. They were jumping around and having a good time, and like again, just this is tough on these kids. I mean, and I think it's all the way around. It's not just football players. I think it's all these kids. I mean, I have a son who's a senior, and I see the mental anguish. I mean, he's made statements. I don't look forward to anything because it just keeps getting taken. So, I feel for these kids, and so that's why I was excited this morning to be back out because it was the opportunity to at least see them enjoy something they love to do, and I think that's where we're at, and like I said, I'm on the front lines and I'm trying to do everything I can for these kids because honestly, it's not about me, and that's one of the things that I've looked at all year. This isn't about me. This is about these kids. And so, the more and more opportunities we have to be able to see some normalcy, that just makes my heart, swell because, because that's, like I said, I just enjoy. I've been doing this a long time, and I enjoy just watching these kids, just be out there doing what they love to do, and that means a lot to me. So, all in all, I mean, it's a good day. It's going to be a long day, but it's a good day. So, no regrets here.
Definitely going to be a long day, but I was actually going to ask you about that when it comes to having, those 14 days off. As a coach, what's in your mind thinking preparation for a game day, maybe a little rust on the bones, getting back into things. And I don't know if they were working out, if you guys sent workouts. Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, another thing I point out today, no excuses. We're not going to make any excuses to this. I don't want to hear something happens that, oh, well, we were off for it. No excuses. These kids know what to do. And, what we did was, we had some Zoom meetings with the kids. We did some of our installations. We had some of our meetings, talked about what, our game plan is going to be, moving forward. And the coaches did a good job with that. I know I was on a couple with some guys and, just trying to keep them, motivated. We had some workouts. My biggest thing was run. Don't, when you don't practice for 14 days, I mean, you can go out and sprint all you want. It's still not the same thing as like conditioning for a football game because, it's just because it's constant. So, a lot of those guys that, I know they were out running and doing their things. But whether or not, I mean, if they did, they did. If they didn't, I don't know because I couldn't track them. But, we prepared by Zooms. We just prepared for it. I mean, honestly, I'm going to try to take the positive out of the negative. In a way, I think it was good for me because, my focus was, is I went back and just watched all of our games and just really kind of try to see where we continue to make mistakes. And what I noticed was, in every one of our games, wins or losses, there's 4 or 5 plays when there's a complete breakdown. And those 4 or 5 plays, have put us either in, tough situations or have lost ball games for us. So, that was the big things that I'm focusing on, in the next couple of days is, hey, guys, we can't do that anymore. And we're going to get to play 2 football games going into districts. This is a huge implication, to see if it sets us up to possibly get another home game. And we got a tough district. So, we've got to iron out and do what the Bruins do. And I think if we do that, we're going to be fine. But again, like I said, I'm going to take the positive out of the negative. I mean, I think the kids realize, it's maybe gone tomorrow. So let's utilize what we're doing and enjoy the time that we have.
Yeah, obviously before you guys got shut down for a week here, a couple tough losses to lead into this. Defense letting up a little bit more than 50 points. Is that due to those big plays that you say, kind of gets shut down, everything kind of breaks down? And how do you work to mitigate that into Hickman?
Well, right. And we've suffered some injuries. And I know going into the last game, I mean, not making excuses, but we had 4 or 5 starters that were injured that didn't play. And so, we had a lot of young kids playing and, losing my son, who was one of those guys that, was really kind of the spearhead of our defense and called a lot of the things going on, because he had played in the defense for 3 years. He knew what to do, and then all of a sudden, I've got 2 sophomores back there at safety. And then, and that's the big thing is they're getting their confidence, getting their feet wet. And so, that hurt us going into the, even in the Capital City game. I mean, that hurt us because defensively we were down. And then going into the Elias game, and they're a good football team though. So I'm not gonna take that away from them. They're a good football team, and we just couldn't find our niche. Our offense has done a good job moving the ball. But then you look at Liberty. I mean, honestly, we gave up the opening kickoff for a touchdown. And then we fumbled a kickoff return where they scooped and scored. So that's 14 points there. That's not really on our defense. And then, we turned the ball over a couple of times that, when we were driving down the field, we had the ball inside the red zone and, we didn't capitalize, dropped the ball in the end zone. So, you take some of those plays away, that could have been a different game. And I'm not saying we would have won or we would have lost, but it definitely would have been a different game. But I think it shows that, we can play with anybody, and we played with Liberty, and, they're number 1 team in the state and number 1 in our district. And, Hawaii is number 1 in the, 4A, and, we're able to play with them. But again, our inexperience has caused us to make mistakes that honestly good football teams, they capitalize on. And so we learned that in the last few weeks is our mistakes led to, our demise, because good football teams capitalize on mistakes, and it shows it. And I don't care who's playing, at any level, it shows. So, but you know, that's behind us, and we've had 14. Usually I always say a 24-hour rule, but I guess it was the 14-day rule. Put it behind you, and we're gonna move on, and we're ready to go, and hopefully, we're gonna get some good weather, and it's gonna be a good football game come Saturday.
Saturday, obviously there was a Saturday football game last week, Battle. So, that's a fun day. It's a little bit different. How does it feel to, get back on a Saturday, get a little bit of a different feel, and such a big game against Hickman as well. Obviously, such a big thing for the town of Columbia.
Sure, yeah, it's the Providence Bowl, is what I was told when I first got here, But I know the rivalry. I've seen the rivalry. I remember a few years ago, not even coaching here. I think I went to Faroe Field, and I watched it, and just what a great experience. Unfortunately though, the experience, there's not going to be a lot of fans in the stands. So, but it is a rivalry. I think it's a long going rivalry, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. Hickman's a good football team. I don't ever look at their record and say, these guys aren't very good, or they're real good. I always look at it as, this is the most important game of the week. We got to go 1-0. And so, we're not going to look past them. And, the kids know these guys. They all know each other. That's pretty cool too. And so they know there's some good athletes over there, and they know they've got, a physical football team. So again, we just have to make sure that we don't make mistakes. And that is our mantra, is we have to cut down the mistakes. And if we can do that, we're going to be fine. But again, like I said, this is the game, and we have to take care of our business. And, Saturday, I come from St. Louis, and so I was at Hazelwood Central. So we played every game on Saturday. So for me, it's nothing new. The difference is there's no lights, and it's the sun, and it's the midday, and when it's over, you have the rest of the time to kind of sit back, relax, enjoy. But I'm in a way, I'm thankful it is, because this way we can at least get 3 practices in. So if we had to play tomorrow, we might be in trouble. But but all in all, I don't like the saying it is what it is, but it is what it is, and we're going to move on with it. So, and like I said, improvise, adapt, and overcome, and we've had to do that. I think since June, everybody's had to do that. So, but we're excited.
Saying it is where it is seems to be the motto of 2020, right?
Yeah, well, the motto is it is 2020. That's what I hear. So, whenever something happens, I always hear that reply, well, it's 2020. But I'm telling you, like I said, it's time to go. We've got to move on, and it's time, and and I don't want to see anybody get sick, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt. And but again, I honestly believe, if you want to tell me to go home and sit on the couch, I'm at that age that I enjoy sitting on the couch. But these kids, again, I think it's all over the place. It's about these young people right now, because I think they're the ones that are really taking the hit more than us, and that's and that's the big thing for me, and that's why I'm putting myself out on the front line, just like all these other coaches are, and and parents are trying to do what's right. But that's what I'm thankful for, is that we're going to get to play a game, and I'm going to get to watch these young men do it, and that's what I look forward to.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to getting to see you guys play a game on Saturday. It feels like it's been a little bit, so happy you guys get to get back out there. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today. Good luck with all the preparation this week. I hope to get to chat with you again soon.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate it, Natalie.
Yep. Have a good one.